Everyone ready for all this? Okay, so I'm going to read you a Irish blessing. Okay? Oh. I'm some guy who walked in off the street. No, I happen to have the privilege of being Joseph's oldest brother. And I'm not going to tell you how many years older, so we're just going to keep going. Okay. So, this is the Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon the fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. That was for the pretty easy stuff. So we've been going back and forth at our table trying to figure out what we were going to say and whether they're going to be good or whether they're going to be kind of funny. And then my partner brought up something kind of funny, but it wasn't quite appropriate, so we didn't do it. So to make a long story very short, Coulter and I were going through some stuff at our house recently. We found a check that Joseph wrote me like in 1998. So Coulter said, ask him if you can cash it now. So anyway, no, we're not going to cash it, but congratulations, Toby and Joseph. I'm very happy for you.
So normally I like to talk a lot, and Joey knows this. I used to talk very loud, so I wouldn't need this. But I want to kind of keep it short and sweet. I've known Joey for 15 years, and we used to work together in Dallas, Texas. And honestly, I never thought that I would see a day like this for him and someone as wonderful as Toby. So I'm very happy to be a part of that. And I've known Toby for 10 years. First time I met him was when they both came down to New Orleans for a visit. And for a while, I didn't think Toby liked me. I think he thought I talked too much. But I guess that paid off because I'm doing a speech at the wedding. So I made a couple of little notes because I have so much going on to think about. And, and I said, I'll just jot down some things I really want to touch on while I'm saying this speech. And again, I'll try to keep it short. First of all, I'd like to say the ceremony was one of the most beautiful and most meaningful ceremonies I've ever seen in my life. And if you've known Toby and Joey as long as I have, there were so many things that were symbolic just about the ceremony. I mean, even down to the poem that was written by his mother. And also some of the songs that were played, because when I first met Joey, Seasons of Love was one of his favorite songs. So I thought that was very sweet that, you included all these facets of your life and who you are, because it allowed the audience to connect to you as, as individuals. So that leads into my next topic about friendship. I'm one of those people that when I meet someone and I connect with them, I work very hard to stay in touch with them. And over the years, we did fall out of touch a little bit, but my little baby Jasmine brought us back together when they moved to Woonsocket. So my daughter moved up here around the same time, a few months after, and they have been an amazing surrogate family for her and watching out for her while I'm, all the way in Kazakhstan for work. And I really do appreciate that friendship from you guys. You just don't know how much I love you and appreciate you, and you are my family, and you're her family as well. The last thing I want to say is that, this is only one day of your marriage. This is an amazing day, but this is only one day. And I hope that every day in your life is as wonderful as today has been. So here's to you, Toby and Joey. And I didn't write any of that down. That came out of here.
That was a reminder to all of you that we're sharing this wedding digitally. So pick up a little card on the table and you can share the photos on a website called Capsule Cam. So the instructions are out there. So we want all your pictures. Thank you. Too many things in my hands. All right, we were a little bit organized and we wrote some notes down. Hi, I'm Jennifer Brigson. Oh, wait.
I'm Jennifer Brigson. And you are?
And I'm Vinaya Satyashilapa. Vinaya Satyashilapa, because I've had lots of people ask me. Or you can just call me Hey You. I answer to lots of things.
I have had the honor of claiming Toby as my best friend. Several years ago, many years ago, I was working at a little hardware store in Iowa City, Iowa. True Value Hardware, Coralville, Iowa. Woo-hoo! When I met a very kind, polite, sweet man who I grew to adore very quickly. Toby's dad, Bill. Toby, on the other hand, has the unique distinction in my life of being the only person that I've ever met whom I absolutely, positively had no desire to be friends with. Thank God I came to my senses.
So I actually met Toby about 15 years ago. He was dating somebody else at the time, which is how we became friends, because a friend of mine went to school with Jerry, Toby's ex-boyfriend. So I don't know that Toby knows the story, but I'm going to tell him anyway. So it wasn't until maybe a year or two after they were separated. The fella's name was Jerry, by the way. Some of you may know him. No, he's not. I could tell you some stories about him too, but that's not the time. All right. So about a year after they separated or something like that, I don't remember the actual timeline, but Jerry and I were talking, and we also remained friends. And he told me something that Toby said. When they separated, Toby said to Jerry, "I got dibs on Vinaya." So Toby got to keep me in that divorce.
A handful of years, I was visiting my best friend, my sweet boy from Iowa, who at the time was living in the big city, Dallas, Texas. And I quickly realized something was different. Toby, with a nervous smile and a twinkle in his eye, told me he had met somebody new. A sweet, nice boy from Iowa.
Funny that they had to go to Dallas to meet. I remember when Toby first told me about Joseph. He sent me pictures. I remember the picture. Joseph's wearing a baseball cap. It's a red baseball cap, I think. Anyway, so Toby sent me the pictures. What do you think? And he's like, he's really nice, and I really like him. And Toby was really nervous. And those of you who know Toby know that he doesn't get nervous. He's very cool and collected, and he always has his ducks in a row. And so it was nice to see him a little bit flustered. And that was when he met, shortly after he met Joseph. Also, another little story. So I've been to Dallas many times, and for those of you who are from Dallas, there's a little place in Dallas called the Roundup, or the Giddy Up, or the Hoedown. It's a country western bar, and I like to two-step and country western dance. And this sounds like a story about me, but it's not. So when I first go to a new place to dance, I'll sort of watch the dancers and see, who are the dancers that I want to dance with, because they're, good dancers and they're going to make me look good. So I asked this guy to dance, and he said no. And my response to him was, "Are you sure?" And my point is that I never had to ask Toby, "Are you sure?" Because he knew that Joseph was the one for him, and I wholeheartedly agree. So it's really not a story about me.
the night is young. And still now, Vinay and I have never been part of a wedding in which two people have been more excited and truly honored to call each other husband.
And it was a blessing and an honor for us to be part of this wedding today, and we're very touched that they asked us to be part of this day and to help them in the planning. And we couldn't be happier for both of them to stand beside them and also to stand behind them as they begin their lives together. So please lift your glasses in joining and toasting Toby and Joseph. To Toby and Joseph.
Okay.
All right, go.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
We just did. Okay. One more time. Okay. And so we both just wanted to say a few things. And I'm going to cry. But Toby's is going to be funnier, but I just wanted to take a moment to thank some very special people who actually made this day possible. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I just wanted to thank some very special people who made this day possible. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Pastor Nicole Grant Yonkman and her husband, Pastor Todd Yonkman, who can be with us tonight. Pastor Nicole is the pastor of Beneficent Church, which has a long history of fighting for social justice issues. One of the most recent ones is marriage equality. And Pastors Nicole and Todd, actually they testified at the Senate hearing for marriage equality. So like at 2:15 a.m., they finally got their chance to speak. It was a marathon session, and they did an amazing job. So really, without them, we wouldn't be here. And so you all saw Pastor Nicole earlier, so she's here next to my parents tonight. And then the second person I would like to thank is actually Ray Sullivan, who's back here in the corner. Could you stand up for us, Ray? And Ray is truly one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. He's sincere, he's honest, he's truthful. And when Ray was a member of the Rhode Island State Legislature, he co-sponsored the marriage equality legislation. And Ray fought, very hard to make this happen for us. He actually became the director of MARY, which I'm forgetting the name of right now because I'm nervous. Marriage Equality Rhode Island, yes. And so Ray became the director of that program and fought very hard working behind the scenes and very publicly to make this happen for us. And the thing that touches me just so much is that even though I love Ray very much, he's a straight man. As his lovely girlfriend Lisa will tell you, but that he took on this fight when he didn't have to. It was not his fight, but he took it on for us. And so it's because of you that we are all here today. So thank you.
He would have to make me cry before, and then hand me the mic. I'll tell you a funny story. So when we started to plan this wedding, well over 12 months ago, I kept telling Joseph that this wasn't about us. This is not about us. This whole event is not about us. It's about all the lovely people who came here to celebrate. To celebrate with us. So this is really for all of you. All right, move on. I gotta. So, some of you know that I like to write funny little things, and so I thought I would save myself the embarrassment of crying. Obviously not. So I actually wrote something, and I'll pull it up here. So. First quarter earnings are up 300. Oh, wait. I'd like to thank the Academy. No. I have a dream. No. Here it is. So, as I said, as some of you know, I like writing brief quips. So on this big day, one might expect from my lips a dazzling display of witticism and pun. It certainly might add to this evening of fun. But first, I must mention my mom and my dad for their love and support and all that I had. I'd like to think, before I begin again, that they're thrilled that there's someone else to put up with my shenanigans. I'd like to take a moment to reflect and to pause. I can't think of any better reason or cause to note with great joy and certainly pleasure. I am humbled before you, unable to measure the gratitude and thanks for our family and friends, the support, excuse me, for our family and friends, the support you have all shown us truly transcends any laws that were in place to squelch our affection. As celebration with you is such great perfection. My wish for you all gathered in this place is a life full of love and happiness and grace. As I turn to the wonderful guy I choose to adore, did you bring the checkbook? I think we owe more. To the man of the hour, to the love of my life, thanks be to you for being my wife. So without further ado, let the eating commence. I'm sure you are all ready to make this past tense.